Hmm. Much honor and respect to the ancestors. Peace, and how is everyone doing? This is Queen Sarita, Sayofia, Sesharaki, Sanu, or Sarita, whatever name you know me as. I'll come through with peace to say thank you. Thank you so much for still following and subscribing to what I'm putting out. And the blue moon, it's a Leo blue blood super moon eclipse. It's almost here as of tonight. And I just wanted to share the message with you of what is going to be going on potentially with this energy and some of the different options that people are really looking at in their lives as this energy is all up on us, okay? So I do have these that I'll be shaking. Because a part of the commitment that I've made to my ancestors and to myself is to go ahead and just do what I love. And what's coming through is going to come through because my heart's in a good place, I feel. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. And I'll be looking for your stuff as well. Peace. Here we go. So here we go. Greetings and welcome. The Leo blue blood supermoon eclipse is almost here as of tonight, and it is supercharged. It's supercharged with empowerment, and it's really empowerment season. What is really going on is that I know it's been a while since I've done a video or an article. I had life happen on so many levels, and since I've been away, I've gotten married. Also, I moved to the mountains of Colorado, plus I'm a stepmommy, and wow, life, it just keeps calling me back to write and to share my passion for life. So here I am. I'll be posting videos regularly again, so look for me. I'll be posting all the things that I'm passionate about in life. And I think, and I bet you'll find it interesting too, because you're here reading these words, these pictures, and they're genuine for you. So I've been in the background just checking my list while making sure to stay true to my purpose, as I'm sure you know about that, right? And I've been going through different stages, ups and downs, and learning, growing. And I've learned that I've been assisting in the work of my ancestors. And as I continue their great work, I am really, really loving it. In addition to that, I'll be sharing resources and offering tarot, astrology, reading, guidance, spiritual counseling, life coach style. You know me, you know how I offer things. I'll share some fashion stuff and relationship stuff and recipes and photography and even my art. So look for that. You'll see my painting insights as well, because I do paint, and channel messages that way. But I'm tired of holding myself back. If not now, then when is what I'm hearing in my brain over and over again. So there would be someone out there who would say, well, why don't you just create different channels and different websites for all your topics, Queen Sarita? And I'd say this. Well, true, I could put all these video ideas and concepts into the different channels on YouTube or other websites for now, but for now I'm going to go ahead and do it this way because maybe one day, but for now I'm posting what I get as I get it. And anyway, I'm eager to learn more on this next time around online, on Instagram and on YouTube with you all as well. So let's get into this full moon report and off the tangent. I just wanted to update you all on what's going on. One more thing. If you're wanting me to read your story, to pull some cards on it, just send it over. Send it to me. My email is going to be in the bottom of the description area, and email me your personal letter, which will be held in full confidence in privacy. I love email for communication, both personal and business correspondence. However, I do intend to grab a P.O. box soon. I love mail, like physical mail you can touch, and letters from you. Ever since I was little, I've always liked that. We had this exercise in school where we got to have pen pals across the world when we were in school, when I was in Germany. And we had actual other students we kept in contact with while we were in school. It was monitored, of course, but we were good children. And we just wanted to talk to other people and relate to them and understand that somebody was out there enjoying life and playing and experiencing life just like we were. So I look forward to letters and all that good stuff. And beyond that, I look forward to reading your words over tea or coffee. Without another moment to spare, let's dive right in this reading of this full moon eclipse. Yes. And I know that was a long detour, but it was necessary, okay? So it's Wednesday and I happen to be off my gig today, or taking a little time off to write and reflect and research, but I was really able to appreciate this energy first thing this morning, slightly differently than usual, than whatever normal morning I have, because it's an eclipse day, and maybe it's just my imagination, but it felt different. All right. So we have this super full moon in Leo coupled with the lunar eclipse, which adds, well, guess what it adds? It is adding so much more flavor than it normally would, because it's an energy it's, I can't even say it, but it's like this. Look at that. So I was just guided to pull a card, and the card that we have out is the Ace of Pentacles card. The Ace of Pentacles, for you real quick, before I make this video too long, is going to be about open portals, new doorways, a new way to connect physically on the earth and to express. It also has to do with material resources, spirituality, and it just has to do with resources in general. But this whole message here, the Ace, you have someone handing you something. It shows that there's infinite potential here, that something has been planted. It is the potential of what can be. And let me get back on topic with the reading. Here we go. So pretty much the other part of the energy is that we have the super full moon in Leo coupled with the lunar eclipse, which adds a lot of flavor, like I said. And so we're going to talk here about how things can shift and change and come together and unravel. They can unravel and change and come together. So here's a story of how this delightful big deal of a bright, bold lunar eclipse can even play out. Later today on this Wednesday, many things can shift and come together and unravel, We have this dynamic portal opening taking place on Saturday, January 31st, 2018. This is an incredible thing. It's an incredible shift, I've been told, because this is a strong force. It's so big. It's the super moon, and it's also a blue moon that some people like to call a blue blood moon. If that's not enough, there's also a lunar eclipse. So it's like a triple dose or a triple serving of your favorite fruit or dessert. That's the best way I can describe it. Or if you have a honey or, something, a piece of fruit, vegetable, something you like that you really delight in, something you eat for breakfast. Overnight oats, for instance. Overnight oats is like a breakfast dessert if you make it with the right stuff. It's so good with almonds in there and all that. But anyway, I'm hungry. But anyway, so how can you grow in this energy? This is what's being asked of you now, and maybe this is all that's being asked. This question is urgently being asked of other people right now through their close interactions and through the ones closest to them. So you may find that your mother or father or your children, your husband or wife are, they're saying little things to you, and they are all adding up to the same things, which are, how can you grow? And, what's being asked of you now? How can you expand? Because somebody's wanting to be better. I can't say what anybody is, but somebody wants to be better. And yes, this is asking many people right now in some form or fashion, how can you grow? How can you grow? So this eclipse is almost yelling at the two people in these cards to do something, to move forward and to take action. Let's look at that. Who are these two people that are looking in here? Let's take a look. There are two people who are being asked to move forward and to take action. So let's see what type of energies these are. I'm being told that they're opposite, complementary, a bit conflicting, they're balancing. So the overarching energy is this one here, okay? So we'll lay that this way. And then the other two people, we got A here, and then we have B here. These two people. And what do you know when the star card comes up? All right, so pretty much it's the eclipse is yelling at these two types of people to take action, okay? And then we have the Ace of Pentacles that came up in here again and said, look at this. If you're ready to change your material world through your creativity, your creative energy, what you're passionate about, working with something that is bigger than you are, such as your ancestors, such as your culture, such as some big idea that you have, something that feels right. These two people are being asked to move forward, to go through this gateway right here. The type of energy it has to do with, you know, it's a water sign person. And I'd have to look and see, but yeah, definitely water's in there. And I feel air, spiritual person. Someone, there's a question here for you to ask yourself. What do you see here in these cards for yourself? What do you see? What do you see in this card for yourself? The Nine of Cups. Look at that. What do you see in this for yourself? What is it asking you? And then you have the Star card, which is representing the other person. And oh boy, this is my favorite card of the whole deck. That comes up, then, oh, we'll talk about that. Is there a question for you here? And what are the cards saying about the question or inquiry that someone has? Let's see. So moving on to finish this story, this is a nice woman. We'll call her Tammy, and she's being asked by her higher self, what is she willing to change to grow? It's said that we are here on earth in these bodies right now, something like the Matrix that you've seen. You may have seen that movie. And that, you know, our higher self is in the seventh heaven, so to speak. You can research this on your own. And it is projecting its consciousness into the physical body that we have now, aka our spaceship, the human body. And as this consciousness is in this body through the mind, then we are here expanding. They have sent us, projected us here to expand. So anyway, what I want to say is the higher part of you, the bigger part of you, you know. So this person named Tammy, she's being asked, what is she willing to change and grow? We'll say this is Tammy. What is she willing to change to grow? Someone who's watery, someone who has big passions, someone who's always had these enormous dreams. And you may have gotten set in your ways. Sometimes, you know, as time goes on, you like a certain couch or a certain space to be. You like to be by the water. And if those particular elements aren't there, then some of you will we cramp up. We go into a shell. We go off to hide, me included, until we learn how to expand and to accept ourselves in a way. And so she's being asked by her higher self, aka the larger part of her, what is she willing to change? Tammy, what's she willing to change? And then what is she willing to do to break out of a self-limiting belief to get to where she really wants to be? This moon time is asking that. And before moving forward in her life, she feels compelled to answer the questions this full moon comes to her with. So she's asking, how can I break through this passageway right here? Look at this passageway. How can I break through to this? What do I need to do? She's thinking about that and wondering how she can break through it. Fear, worry, lots of that, and procrastination has come up. However, she's got to get past the self-limiting belief that she's not good enough, or she has to have something perfect set up. Here, this has to be perfect, before she can really have it all the way she wants it to be. That's what this is talking about for her. And then before moving forward in her life, she feels compelled to answer the questions this full moon comes to her with. So while she's staring outside of her bedroom window, and it's so pretty hanging out there, she loves it, which is just perfect to her, she sits on the ledge of her bed to write down the answers to the self-probing questions vibrating within her to be answered one by one. She knew this reflecting moment was just what she needed to get more forward momentum going in her life. This full moon is really good for some people. She's contemplating how to use it. And she gladly sat and wrote down her full moon thoughts with curiosity back here. While just standing up, she didn't want to feel lazy, so she stood up and did it. And it was like, forget it. I'm not going to sit down and be complacent anymore. I'm breaking out of this, and I'm going through this doorway. I'm going to start stacking up the things that I've been working on, and I got to look at it, because if I don't look at these things every day, then I forget what my purpose is, because I like to dream, and I like to float, and I like to coast. I like to be in my feelings and my emotions, and I like to feel deep, and I like to be deep, and I got to go through here. So I got to stop sinking myself with all this stuff to get through here. So I got to start with a few things, but everything is not all the way I want it to be. Some of it looks broken, it's falling apart, spilled, but you still have something to work with. Tammy still has things to work with. And so she sits right there, in her perfect window in her bedroom, after she writes in her journal, and she sits at the edge of her bed to write down the answers to the self-probing questions vibrating within her to be answered one by one. She knew this reflecting moment was just what she needed to get moving forward momentum going in her life. Like I said, forward momentum is what she wants, and she gladly wrote down her full moon insights with curiosity and excitement while she had a moment in the day to spare. On the other hand, we get this other person in this other card who's experiencing a huge boost of creative energy, and it seems as though they are so overwhelmed. I said overwhelmed a bit, but they're way overwhelmed. But they're overwhelmed to the point where they're willing to turn around and see, what is this that I'm hearing behind me? What is this that I need to look at? He's taking a closer look. Okay. And this other person right here, we'll call her Anita. This is Anita right here on the star card, my favorite card here. And I pulled these cards as I'm doing this reading. So if you're going over this and it feels like it's for you, then bam, there you go. This is a full moon eclipse that happens. And I'm going to tell you about this second other person before I get into it. Let me make this a part 2, because I don't want this to not upload. So I'm going to tell you about person number 2 here, who's on the star card, who's also experiencing this moon. I mean, this person's really experiencing the moon. Look at how close they are to the light. Okay? So anyway, check out part 2 of this report. And I look forward to connecting with you. All right. Thank you and peace. The website is naturallyhighlife.com, and my name is Queen Sarita. Thank you.